And as usual, we are streaming, waiting to call the meeting to order, just so the people in the audience know that your voices can be picked up if you were to talk to your neighbor. Gerald? Are we streaming? We're good. Okay, I will call the Southbury Board of Selectmen regular meeting November 4th, 2021 to order at 7 p.m. And if we could have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First up on the agenda, we have public comments, limited to 2 minutes. If you could state your name and make your public comment. Any public comment?
Hi, my name is Catherine Rogers, and I'm a 4th grade student.
Oh, let's,
Hi, my name is Catherine Rogers, and I'm a 4th grade student in Pompbrook Elementary School. I'm here today because I recently learned about the history of the Southbury Training School and all it provided to the children and adults who called it their home. I thought that the cottages must have been a wonderful place to live. As a child, my grandmother had a friend whose father was a doctor there, so she spent a lot of time enjoying all the property had to offer. We drove through the property, and I imagined how beautiful it used to be. I learned about the farm and how the campus had everything necessary to be self-sufficient. This made me think that the campus could be so much more and possibly once again could be a treasure to our community. All those buildings have so much to offer and could be used to help so many. I know that this would most likely cost a lot of money, but I think there must be some groups that will be willing to look into the possibility of our town making something out of those beautiful buildings. I think they can make things of the buildings, but some of my ideas I would like to share with you, like a community center and a teen center. We can also make the auditorium for the drama clubs and ballet, and it could be rented out for the performances, and houses that are empty today can be fixed up for the veterans that need help from their community. I would like to be included when you begin the process of exploring what can be done with the Southbury Training School. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.
could you leave a copy with us? I want to thank you for not running over the 2 minutes. That would have been a tough one. Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Moving on to announcements and correspondence in your packets. Next up is the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Can I have a second? Made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Is Emily on?
Is Emily on?
Yep, I voted in
Okay.
favor.
Thank you. Minutes of October 21st, 2021 regular meeting,
Motion to approve. I'll second it.
made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? It carries. Unfinished business, Southbury EMS plan. We have a resolution.
Just gonna bring it up.
So I make a motion that resolve that the Southbury Board of Selectmen hereby approves the emergency medical services plan as presented at this meeting and will forward this report to the appropriate authorities.
And with a note that
Second.
I'll add it to the minutes.
Emily seconded it, thank you. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to, first, I want to thank, at our last meeting, there were two issues that the EMS service chiefs had brought up regarding appendix number 8 and appendix number 10. Last Friday, Selectman Bucksbaum, Selectman Harrison, myself, Chiefs Hoyt, Baldwin, and Goodwin, along with Michael Wilhelm, Chair of the EMS Committee, got together right here at Town Hall, and in just over an hour, reached an agreement on minor revisions to those two appendix that were acceptable to both EMS service chiefs, and they have both committed, and they are in attendance today, to just signing on with their approval of the EMS plan in its entirety for submission to the state. I want to thank everybody, including both the existing members of the EMS committee, those who participated in the past on the EMS committee, as this has been a long process. Chief Baldwin, Chief Hoyt, Chief Goodwin, for your participation and cooperation, and certainly to my colleagues, to Emily and to Jason, for seeing this through and getting it to the goal line and over the goal line. So that's my 2 cents.
Emily, do you have anything?
I was just about to say that, almost exactly what Mike said, and to thank Mike for coordinating the meeting and providing all of the details. I thought the meeting went extremely well. It was very productive, and thankful to everyone involved.
Thank you. Anybody else? Jason?
Yeah, no, I'll just add to that. I thought it was a good, productive, cordial meeting, and hopefully puts us, in a good place where everyone's now in agreement on what the EMS plan will be in town. One of the things that we need to sort of add to it, clarify, add to our minutes, and I'll defer to Tim perhaps, and the best way to do it is, at the meeting, we had discussed how information was going to be reported, and we asked Geraldine Hoyt, who's here, to provide some templates, and she did. So I at least want our minutes to reflect that, I think we decided.
They're completed.
Yeah, they were complete, right?
They're completed.
Okay, so I think we decided not to attach them to the plan itself, but I at least want our minutes to reflect that there were templates exchanged by email on November 1st, which Tim Baldwin has with him, and that's the form that everyone agreed to, and the information, all of the information that's being requested is embodied in those templates, which will be used and provided to the MS committee on a monthly basis. And if
Okay.
I missed anything? Nope? All right. Tim says we're good.
Okay, I guess I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Is unanimous. Thank you. Thank you both for your service. Geraldine, good to see
It'll
you.
probably be about a week to 2 weeks before we actually get it out.
Okay.
We need to finish a couple of editing things, we need to ship it.
We've waited this long. We'll wait a little longer. It's okay. Thank you so much.
The OEMS.
Okay. All right. Next up is new business, no new business. And then we'll move to the first selectmen's report. Just to let everybody know, the RFP for the town attorney services is should be out in the next week or two. Jason, Dan, Claire, and I are working on this RFP, and again, it should be out in the next week or two. We're still using Tinley, Renahan, and Dost for our immediate needs. Good news, Hollow Swamp Road has been paved. Our DPW did great work on this road. The citizens are very happy with the road. There's some stuff to finish up, but I was glad that the pavement actually got put down. I think it was finished up today, and the people on the road are pretty happy. I just want to let you know, not for this board, but there'll be a new board coming in. I will be forming a group to review the employee compensation, and we will have more information about that on the next meeting for the board, and just what's coming on, and then there'll be the forming of the new the board. Elections went smoothly. I want to thank all the people who helped in the elections, and our registrars and our town clerk's office. It was much appreciated. It went well, and we thank you for doing that. Updates from liaisons. George, do you have anything?
There were no meetings in the past couple of weeks that I can report on. There is an upcoming meeting with the IT Steering Committee to one of their regular meetings, but they're going to invite a member of the Strategic Plan Commission to come to the meeting, and the reason for that is the Strategic Plan Commission, one of their initiatives is to do a kind of a global review of IT capabilities, not so much in town hall, but just around the town. I mean, what sort of internet do we have and where there might be holes. So that meeting will occur, I think, on the 10th, November 10th. And that's really all I have.
Okay. Selectman Betty.
Nothing new from any of my groups.
Selectman Bucksbaum.
I did not have any meetings, but I would like to thank fourth grader Kate Rogers for coming here tonight and providing comments to us. And I just think it's, we never hear from kids here. I think in the last 6 years, this may be like one of our first public comments from like an elementary school student. So I'd like to see more of it. Tell your friends, come on down and come to meetings and let us know what you think. So thanks for coming.
You do have a voice in government also, and you can send emails to the selectmen if you should desire to do that. And tell your friends. Happy to hear. Okay, Selectman Harrison.
Library board meets next week. The EMS committee held a special meeting where they discussed the updates to the EMS plan with the rest of the committee. Everyone was in agreement with the changes. So it was, again, another addition to that kind of smooth and cohesive agreement to the changes, which was exciting. They're looking at increasing the VAP program, that volunteer appreciation, to meet the new state increase. So I believe there'll be a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen here coming hopefully for our next meeting to bring that, possibly looking at raising that from $1,000 up to the $2,500 that the state has changed. So they've also, after the last meeting and the comments that were made to the Board of Selectmen, formed a working group to look into the complaints that were made and resolving any issues that might exist.
Okay, thank you. Selectman Rosen.
Parks and Rec did meet, nothing out of the ordinary at the meeting. One thing that did come up was, I don't know if it has been publicly shared, but it looks like December 4th, I guess, has been the date picked for the town tree lighting. There was a discussion about, in terms of music, because we always have some local, usually local youth or others sing. There was some discussion about potentially inviting a more inclusive group of singers to songs that would celebrate, Christmas, Hanukkah, it's Diwali today, Kwanzaa will be coming up later in December. So I reached out, and there was a general agreement amongst the members of Parks and Rec that if we could get those, it would be a nice thing to do. So I've reached out to Rabbi Polikoff to see if the B'nai Israel Choir would be available. They may have a conflict with an event that the Federation is doing, but it's early in the process. We still have some time to figure that out. But I thought it was a nice thing. And otherwise, nothing of note. They're doing their regular fall tours of, the commissioners are doing their regular fall tours of each of the parks. They will then upload to Public Works any items that they believe need to be fixed before we really reopen aggressively the parks and they get used again after the winter. I think there's some work to be done at Siemens on some of the fencing that is deteriorated, but overall that's good. Nothing outstanding from Region 15 last meeting. I will say they continue to do, both the administration, the faculty, the staff overall, a real team effort to keep our kids safe and healthy and in person and in class. It's a wonderful thing. Planning meets actually after our next meeting. So, and then I actually think it may conflict with this meeting. So I may not be at that one. But that's it.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Stay warm, everyone.